Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, and it is opening day of the NBA season. And we have two games that are getting played tonight on TNT. The first one is the Knicks at the Celtics, and the Knicks are bringing a new roster to the table. Bringing in Mikal Bridges is, I think, a very good play. It would have been nice to see the four Villanova guys all play together, but unfortunately that didn't happen. They got rid of Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle for Karl Anthony Towns. I think Karl Anthony Towns will be a very good player for the Knicks. I think that they were looking for a little more offense at the center position, and I think they may have found it. Tonight, they have Precious Achiuwa and Mitchell Robinson out, so I expected a lot more small ball. So expect to see Mikal Bridges maybe playing a little power forward, Josh Hart playing a little power forward, and seeing how those guys mold together will be real interesting. On the other hand, the Celtics are pretty much running it back. I guess the old motto, if it's not broke, don't fix it, plays here. The Celtics are going to be without Porzingis tonight, so their small bench is going to have to step up big time. I expect Luke Kornet to come in and play really well since the Knicks don't really have too much big men on the roster because of injuries tonight. I think he may come in and give the Celtics some solid minutes off the bench and let Al Horford rest. There is a chance they may go small to match New York, and then Peyton Pritchard and Hauser may come in and do their thing like they've done so many times when they've needed to for the Celtics. I think the Celtics will end up winning this game, but I think the Knicks will keep it close. But I think that the lack of big men will end up hurting them in the long term of the game. The second game is the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Los Angeles Lakers. And this game is going to be very interesting on so many different levels. We'll start with the Timberwolves, like we spoke earlier. It's going to be weird to see how the new guys come in. I think that it's going to benefit the Timberwolves a lot more than it did the Knicks in this trade. I think bringing in Julius Randle at the 4 position really helps solidify Rudy Gobert at that center position. I think that trying to move Karl Anthony Towns from center to power forward back and forth was a little hard on the Timberwolves. They did make the Western Conference Finals last year, so I guess it couldn't have been all bad. But I think having Julius Randle, which is a great offensive piece, and I don't think Karl Anthony Towns to Julius Randle defensively is that much of a step back. But I think bringing in Dante DiVincenzo really helps Minnesota. It's going to give Mike Conley and Anthony Edwards a little more rest time with somebody coming in who's going to bring the intensity to really help bring that second unit for Minnesota. On the Lakers, wow, we have the first time that I know of that a father and son will be playing in the NBA together. I know a lot of people have been hating on the Lakers for drafting Bronny in the second round. I'm not going to pretend that I know what's best for the Lakers, but I don't think that pick is that big a deal. The Lakers have bigger problems than a third-string point guard right now. And the biggest thing is I don't know if they have the firepower to go up with teams night in and night out with LeBron being my age. I guess this is his 22nd season, pushing 40. I mean, that's tough to do in the NBA, and I think we're all witnessing just absolute greatness with him. I feel like the problem tonight is not going to be LeBron. I think the problem is just like in the first game with the Knicks having big men out, so do the Lakers. Vanderbilt and Christian Wood are both out. That means Jackson Hayes is going to have to play a lot of backup minutes. I think that he will. I think he matches up somewhat well with Gobert. Now, I'm not going to pretend that Jackson Hayes is on Gobert's level by any means, but I think that he could get in there, get some solid minutes, spell Anthony Davis, give him some rest. I expect the Lakers to play tough. Opening night, LeBron always plays well, and he wants to put on a show in his first game with his son. All right, so I think he'll put a great time in, but I think, again, just like in the first game, I think the problem is going to be not having the big man minutes. So I think Minnesota is going to take the second game this evening. I think that, again, I think both these games are going to be close, but I think the lack of big men on both teams is going to make Boston and Minnesota victorious. There's some player props I really do like. As we talked about, I think Luke Kornet is going to go over 4.5 rebounds. Jackson Hayes, I think he's going to go over 3.5 rebounds and 4.5 points. And I think LeBron is going to go over 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And I think a sneaky pick's going to be Mikal Bridges coming in and doing a lot of the little things, scoring some points, doing some assists and rebounds. So I think his 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists will be over tonight as well. If you're a daily fantasy player, I have a couple players that I think are going to do really well tonight, like we talked about before. I'm going to put Luke Kornet and Jackson Hayes in there. I think between both of them playing backup minutes, and with the normal backups being out, they're going to get the minutes and they're going to have outstanding games. Julius Randle, I think, is going to fit really good into that 4 spot in Minnesota. I think he's going to have an opportunity to get quite a few points. So I think he's going to have a good fantasy game tonight. LeBron James, as we talked about, and Mikal Bridges with their points, rebounds, assists, I think they're going to go over. I think they're going to have outstanding fantasy games as well. So I would look to put them into the 3 and 4 spot if you can on your roster, if it's FanDuel or DraftKings. And last but not least, I think Dante DiVincenzo is going to have a great game tonight. I think he is kind of being overlooked in this trade, so I expect him to come off the bench and play a lot of good minutes in the point guard and shooting guard role for Minnesota. Check back tomorrow. We'll see how our picks went, and we'll see what games are on tomorrow night. Again, opening night, so much fun.